it has been a minute since we've worked on the Ram Rebel, and with everything going on in the world, well, it's kind of put a little bit of a damper on me wanting to take this truck apart. I don't know whether I would need it for any real reason, but it's just kind of in the back of my head. If I take this truck apart, well, then if I needed it in an emergency or for some reason or another, I don't know, it's maybe just kind of something in my head. But yeah, basically what I got to do is I got to pull the headlight out, and I might have to remove the front bumper and all kinds of stuff from there, and then we have to get into a little bit of wiring. But let's just kind of explain to you guys what we have going on, what's going to be happening to the truck. And I do apologize for dragging my feet on this one a little bit, but that's just kind of where I'm at with this truck right now. But it is going to be all worth it in the end, because there's a lot of wiring and stuff that needs to be done to make this all work, and it's going to take a little bit of time. So first thing, this is one of the mods that I did buy. This is the Switch Pro SP9100, and it has this rather large cable that's got to go to the battery. So I've been thinking and trying to figure out what the best place to put this is, because you can kind of see over here, I mean, our fuse box is here in the front, and then we have our battery over here. And there's really not a lot of real estate like on the firewall or anything like that. Like a lot of times on the Jeeps, I think they have them over on the passenger side a lot of time when they install these units. But with this one, it's been kind of, I don't know, I've been having a little trouble deciding. I could put it on the lid for the fuse box, but then actually putting holes in the top of that, it's not going to be as watertight, and being in the front is probably not the best place if you have any kind of water splashing over or anything like that. Also with that, I mean, this is a weather-tight connection, but if you have it sitting like this, anything that comes over it is going to want to go down into that connector. So kind of what I was thinking is mounting it this way, just so any splash would just kind of run off the front of it. And I was kind of thinking, since our battery box right here has this kind of gap, I was going to make a bracket bolted into here, and then just kind of have the unit sit up like this. It's going to give me really good access to running wiring and everything like that, and just kind of getting our positive terminal run over here. And then we have to take the front tire off, which is another thing, another kind of a reason why I've been waiting, because these tires are pretty heavy. And for those of you who don't know, I did have hernia surgery like a month ago. I know I mentioned that pretty much every video. I'm pretty sure everybody's sick of hearing about that, but it is something that I have to consider, that, you know, I want to give it at least 6 weeks until I'm doing any heavy lifting. So that's kind of why I'm just doing a little bit of a mock-up here, and just kind of getting some of the things done. That's going to take a little bit of time, so when it's time to install this stuff, then it's all going to come together really nicely. So here is the box the Switch Pros came in, and what the Switch Pros does is it gives you all of your accessory switches on one panel, and it's a really nice, really clean setup. So I can actually just find a place in the cab to mount this, and then I've got all 8 switches for 8 different things. They give you a sheet. There's actually 2 sheets of all different types of things, and you can see there's like corner light, strobe light, work light, you know, there's all types of different things. There's also like generic ones for auxiliary or whatever. So if there is something that you have on your truck that they don't have listed here, you can use it for that and know exactly what it is. And when you put those stickers on these, the light actually comes through, and you can see what these actually are at night. And the best part about this panel is it's RGBW. So if I want to have it white, red, blue, any color of the rainbow, there's an app, and you can actually switch the colors of this panel to match your interior lighting or your dash lighting, whatever, or your accent color. So it really is something that you can make customizable to any vehicle, and really gives you a clean way to be able to run just one wire harness in for all your accessory switches, instead of having, you know, 3 wires for every switch and then having to drill holes in your dash or any kind of things like we used to have to do. So back to the Ram and the plans that I have, which is going to kind of all tie together with the Switch Pros, is I also am going to be putting a light bar in behind this grille. And I do have the kit right there on the bench. It's actually from Rough Country, and it has the daytime running light on it, and it's also the black background. So it should really blend in the back here, and you shouldn't really see it when it's not on. And it's kind of cool that it has that option for the daytime running light. That's gonna be one of the switches on the Switch Pro. So if I wanna have just a little line of LEDs that is a daytime running light option on that, I can just hit that switch and there it is. Also over here, we do have the silver bash plate, which I just think it looks like every other Rebel kind of with that color, and I really wanted to change it up. And I've seen them in black, and I've never really seen one in white. So that was kind of something that I've been thinking about doing. I don't think I'm gonna paint it just yet. I think I might just go ahead and plasti dip this just to kind of see. I'm gonna take it off, make sure it's really done nicely so it looks good. And if I really like it in white, maybe I'll take it in and get it powder coated, but drop in the comments, black or white for this bash plate. So also when I have this all torn apart, I'm gonna have to go in there, and that's actually where my Dixie Horns are as well. I do have a flat piece of metal, and then I have them all nicely mounted up to that. I use factory holes, and I made a whole video on this, and then I ended up getting a bad compressor for that horn, and then it took them like a month to get me the right one, and then by that time that footage was old, and I really just didn't want to, you know, put a video that I made, you know, a month ago on the channel. But if there is any interest in that install, I can definitely do that. Or I think we're just gonna make fresh content, and when this all comes apart, I'll show you guys exactly how I mounted that Dixie horn. But I might have to move it a little bit just because of the way the brackets and everything are gonna go for that light bar. But those are just kind of some of the things that I'm gonna have to encounter, and just kind of painting the picture for you guys of what's upcoming here on the channel. Also, as far as mounting our plate switch panel, I have put a little bit of thought into this, and I believe where it's gonna go is gonna be right down in here. Let me get these wires out of the way. I was thinking putting it like this. And now you're not gonna see all that white because we're gonna have the stickers on. It's pretty much gonna be all black and blend in. Seeing that I don't really use the passenger holder for the cell phone thing, and I imagine it probably still would work, but I mean, that's something that I never use. I do not have the wireless charging here anyways, so I'm gonna have to take the console out from what I understand, just so I can kind of take this apart, and then I'm gonna be able to mount the switch panel properly, get the wire run through the back, and then run that wire over through the firewall and then over to the module, and I think that should be a super clean install. And I just had this realization, since we've been on quarantine, I haven't really gone anywhere for a couple of weeks, and this truck smells so good. I mean, it's nothing like new car smell, and I really can't wait to get this truck out again and go ahead and play with it. But I think today, since we're just kind of hanging out here in the shop, giving you guys a little bit of an update of what's going on, I think we should take the Camaro for a rip. And here it is, everybody, the 2017 Camaro SS Vortex Supercharged. This thing was pretty much like the first big vehicle build that we did on the channel. It's been a while since I've done some stuff on it, but I mean, every time I see it, it just really catches my eye. The last thing we did was the Mirimoto headlights, and we also did the taillights as well. We've got all kinds of videos if you guys want to check out the whole build, basically start to finish on this thing. But it is putting down about 530 wheel horsepower, and yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. Well, everybody, we got a Camaro, we got a sunny day, we got a full tank of fuel. We're all under lockdown right now, so what better way, just get in the car, go for a little drive, practice our social distancing. And I really would like to get some exterior shots for you guys of the car driving by and everything, but I think at this point in the game, we're just gonna kind of let you guys ride shotgun there. I hope the view is good, but we're just gonna have a little fun on the back roads. For those of you who do not have the opportunity to have a 500 plus horsepower muscle car to go cruise through the back roads with, well, this one's for you. We're taking you along. And trust me, every time I've driven this car, it has been nothing but smiles on my face. It is an absolute blast to drive. This road is, well, as you can see, not the greatest, but we're just gonna kind of get lost in the back roads, go for a little cruise, have a little bit of fun, because, well, there ain't a whole lot more we can do with everything that's going on. And I'm gonna be honest, I really hope this is over soon, because I'd really like life to go back to normal. So as you can see, some of the roads in Pennsylvania go right through somebody's property. Like, this is literally just your regular, you know, road that everybody can drive on, but we're going right through somebody's farm. So I always try to keep it slow. You never know if animals or people are going to be coming across. But very unique. I mean, Pennsylvania is very old, so a lot of the roads were made long before the use of cars, and a lot of times they don't have the construction equipment like we do now, so a lot of the roads were just kind of, they follow the landscape more so, rather than, you know, making a, you know, larger path, or, you know, using dynamite or something like that to like take out a hill or something. It's just kind of whatever way, the easiest, the shortest path of resistance. That's just kind of how it went. I have missed this car. That is so much fun. You have no idea. But you know what? This is the next best thing to actually being in the passenger seat, is to get the POV, which I really haven't done a lot of POV driving videos. So if you guys like these, definitely drop in the comments. Definitely got some grip. Well, as soon as that boost kicks in, it lights up the rear end pretty easily. I just love the sound of this 6.2 liter Vortex supercharged V8. You get the blow-off valve, so it's kind of like, you know, Fast and the Furious style, you know, where they have the turbos, but you get the supercharger, so you don't have to go through all the piping and all that kind of stuff. Vortex supercharger is a super good system. You don't get the heat soak like you would with a Roots blower, and you don't get all the lag issues that you have with turbos. It just works out awesome all around. And this is just a V3 SI. This is the smaller version. They do have a lot bigger ones that can push out a lot more power, but then you got to get into a lot more engine modifications. And if you just want to have that extra power, you can bolt the system on, and if you ever wanted to trade your car in down the road, you can just put your tuning back to stock, take everything off, and there's nothing really, there's not a whole lot of huge commitment involved there. But who am I kidding? I'm never taking this thing off. It's actually pretty crazy. See all these businesses, a lot of them have signs out saying, you know, closed until further notice, and there is a lot of people out though. I think a lot of people are just driving around in their vehicles just because, well, staying at home all the time isn't exactly fun, especially when it goes on for weeks at a time. But we're doing our part, trying to stay safe. And I mean, honestly, I got in the car at my house. I'm gonna get out of the car at my house. It's just kind of just go for a little bit of a cruise and share with you guys a little bit of our Pennsylvania landscape. But that brings us to the Camaro. Well, the Camaro was something that was a goal of mine, to have a brand new sports car. And I mean, especially when I decided to start doing YouTube. I mean, I had the Porsche, the Dart, and other vehicles long before I ever did YouTube, but the Camaro was kind of the newer thing. I mean, I bought it at the end of 2016, so I had it about a year after the 6th gen came out, and this was a 17. I bought it in late 16, and then just kind of started to get to know all the people in the area that were into the Chevy performance and all that kind of thing, and kind of led me down the rabbit hole of performance of this thing, and I couldn't be happier about it. I mean, I met some amazing people. YouTube has been an awesome journey, I've got to say, and just being able to share this part of my life with you guys, and your guys' support and stuff in the comments, it always means a lot to me. So every comment that is ever dropped on my channel, I always check it out. And I mean, you're gonna get some good and bad, but I mean, the good people seem to stick around. The bad, when they get ignored or shut down, usually take off. So it is what it is, but I've got to say it's been an awesome time doing YouTube, and I can't wait for the next milestone as far as that goes. But yeah, that's what kind of made me think about that, is the Camaro, obviously, because it is the first new muscle car I ever had, and first thing that I really was starting to share with you guys. And I think it's come a long way. I couldn't even begin to tell you all the different things that we've done to this vehicle, but there is a video pretty much on everything I did on this car. So definitely, if you guys are Camaro content people, and or you just want to check out some interesting mods and how to do some things on these cars, definitely check those out as well. Nice, but we're in a tunnel. Let's do that. Got a little blow-off valve action there. I don't know if the GoPro picked it up, but gotta love it. But yeah, no excuses. The shop's mess is completely on me, and I just got to get all that stuff organized, start getting everything where it needs to be. And I know I've said that probably 100,000 times, but our kids are out of school now, so our time is limited. My wife's working from home, I'm working from home, so it's been kind of a process. So
just kind of wanted to take you guys out for a drive, have a little bit of fun, kind of talk a little bit about cars and stuff that isn't, you know, all this craziness that's going on, and just kind of get everybody's mind off stuff like that. So that being said, we're gonna end this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, we're actually gonna do it right now.